Hey boys and girls, this is the Zulus. We are now going into part 4. We are still doing math, or myth, uh, whatever you want to call it. And what we're doing right now is still upgrading to a higher level of it, so we can get better cells. We have finally unlocked horse semen, so we can make the full reception, the recept that we have for it. So this will be the absolute max money we can get off the meth. What I've done here is I put it in order, so as long as you start from the first and go to the end, you will always have the right recept. Let's see here. What I do want is I actually want them to show on map, but for some reason it seems not to want to do that. So that's kind of annoying. But hey, you cannot get everything, I guess. Let's see. Battery must be the next one on the list, I guess. Oh, we already have those. Okay, so that must be correct. So as far as I can see, we need horse semen and mega beam. Mega beam. Nobody home. Okay. Seems like we maybe have one stock or more. Okay, everything is working. That's good. Okay, good. Sue in here is not on, but at least they seem to be moving. We like that. They have money. Don't even remember what I'm taking for it. 380. Okay. Problem right now is I have no freaking clue which one I'm missing. Because it won't show up on my map. Oh, the police car moved. That's good. Don't want it there. See what we got. Okay. Okay.
han kommer til at blive fortært, det må jeg sige. For helvede.
Kunne du lide dem, jeg havde sendt dig?
Ja, det var sjovt.
Ikke også? Jeg tænkte, du ikke lige havde set dem, for jeg havde ikke.
Nej, der var jo få indimellem,
Ja.
men der var mange, vi ikke har set, synes jeg.
Ja,
Det var skægt, ja.
jeg synes, de var meget gode.
Så i morgen, så sidder Danny længe, så siger han, ved du hvad, Asger, kan du ikke tage de der flasker, du allerede har, en pose, der allerede er lukket, der du kan stemme med, så ligger over det der, men du møder først møde her 2 klokken, altså 11.
Ja,
Så siger han, det gider jeg ikke, den tager jeg på mandag, når jeg er fri. Det er åndssvagt at køre ned på arbejde, når du er fri, det gider du da ikke. Men så måske i weekenden, ved ikke. Hvorfor kan du ikke tage dem i dag, når du har så meget tid?
ja,
Men han havde heller ikke tænkt sig at gå lige nu. Okay. Og så er han så sådan bare på sin telefon, så siger jeg til ham, du må godt hjælpe mig med at hælde noget sand op i den gule spand derude. Ja, siger han så. Det skal jeg ikke. Så siger jeg til ham, du må også godt lige tage det der tørre tøj fra maskinen af Stevens tøj op til mig, så jeg kan sætte det næste op i tørretumlen og sætte det næste over. Men jeg kan ikke sætte det sidste over, før han er vågen, for så han er mere med i den sidste. Så siger han, ja, men du kan bare tømme den lille kurv inde hos mig, og så bruge den.
så han ville have, at du skulle gøre det.
Jamen, jeg skulle gøre det, for han ville i hvert fald ikke til den her store kurv med hans eget tøj med ned.
Okay.
Og det var sådan, når han gik ned ad trapperne, efter han var oppe på toilettet, så siger jeg har sat en sodavand og nogle øl lige på trappen, så du skal bare lige række hånden ud og tage det med, når du går ned ad trappen.
Ja.
Altså, det er så besværligt. Det var sådan, nå, og det er ikke besværligt, når jeg skal gøre det, eller hvad? Det er dig, der bestilte det, det er dine ting.
Ja.
Nu må du lige... Da han så endelig kom på arbejde,
Ja.
tror du så ikke, han blev ved at skrive,
Nej.
og han blev ved at skrive, og han blev ved at skrive. Det var sådan, hvis du har så meget, du gerne vil tale om, Danny, hvad fanden
er så
bliver
problemet?
du så ikke hjemme for at få talt om det, i stedet for at gå ned på arbejde for at ligge og skrive til mig? For jeg har nemlig travlt for alt det der, du ikke gjorde.
Ja, det er præcis.
Og så stoppede han med at skrive. Helvede.
Han er da en interessant person.
Altså nej, nogle gange, så har jeg lyst til at slå ham i hovedet med et boldtræ.
Det kunne være, at du fik hans hjerne til at falde på plads.
Ja, det var det.
Jamen, han er en interessant person. Det må man give ham.
Spurgte jeg, om han stadigvæk havde tynd mave, altså bjælder. Så siger han, ja, det har jeg, men jeg kan lugte, det lugter anderledes, sagde han. Så der er sket noget med hans tarm, og det kan jo enten være de gode bakterier, som laktosefimsen gør, eller det kan være penicillin, der virker lidt. Det kan også være begge dele. Altså noget sker der så, og det er jo godt.
Ja.
Og de har en helt speciel lugt, når de kun er bakterien.
Ja.
Og han sagde, nu lugter sådan lidt mere af almindelig lort, sagde han så.
Ja, okay. Ja, spændende fætter.
Og så siger jeg til ham, hvorfor vil du ikke spise de der sandwich? Men jeg får ikke tid til at spise, så det er en dårlig undskyldning, fordi du kan altid få tid til at spise, hvis du vil. Og så sagde jeg, hvorfor kan du ikke spise noget? Men jeg har ikke lyst til at spise noget. Ja, og i går der spiste du ikke engang 3 halve. Men de er så store, de der stykker i det nye rugbrød. Ja, det er det rugbrød, du selv valgt, men Ja, men altså, og i dag, der har han kun fået 2 halve.
Okay.
1 halv og 2 kvarte, ikke?
Ja.
Og så sagde jeg, så skulle han så spise noget kultur bagefter, men det fik han aldrig gjort.
Ej.
Så det kan du ikke leve på en hel dag, og når du kommer hjem klokken lort, får du heller ikke spist om aftenen. For du går lige i dørken, når du har taget dine piller klokken 10. Så sagde jeg, kan du ikke få... Jamen, jeg er ikke rigtig sulten. Nej, sådan starter det også sidst.
Ja.
Når du får ikke lyst til at spise, det er klart, fordi din tarm har det, som de har det. Du skal jo opøve din sult igen.
Ja, lige præcis.
Spise, og det er meget vigtigt, der er flow hele tiden i tarmsystemet. Og det er ikke nok, du bare skyller ud med væske, som det var på hospitalet. Det var kun til at starte med, at du skulle skylle ud med væske, og du kom ikke hjem, før du begyndte at spise. Kan du huske det? Ja, godt. Du skal spise. Og jeg spiser jeg også. Ja, 1 gang om morgenen. Du arbejder. Du skal spise mere.
Ja.
Altså. Det er jo klart, det kun er tynd mave, når det kun er væske, du får, og den lille bit smule mad. Altså, helt ærligt.
Ja.
Så har han har jo på et tidspunkt købt sådan nogle rør, man opløser, fordi de er billigere end energidrik.
Ja.
Og så sådan nogle rør, hvor sådan en energifims, man opløser i vand, ikke? Og
Ja.
så bliver det sådan en brugstablet, så bliver det en energidrik. Så siger jeg til ham, jeg kan se, du har nogle rør stående derovre endnu. Og så skal vi ikke smide dem ud? De var lidt dyre. Okay, og hvad vil vi så gøre med dem? Jamen han havde tænkt sig, at vi prøvede at se, om han ikke kunne sælge dem til Mads nede i butikken. Så sagde jeg til ham, det er okay, hvis Mads vil købe dem billigere, og så tjener du lidt på dem, så du ikke har mistet det hele. Og Mads tjener også lidt på at købe billigt af dig, sagde jeg. Men så ser jeg for det gjort, altså.
Ja.
Du skal ikke stå der og friske dig, sagde jeg, fordi du bliver syg igen, og jeg sværger, jeg flytter fra dig, hvis det sker. Hvis det sker, at du er, fordi du er for skyld i det, så gider jeg fandme ikke mere.
Nej, det er for dyrt.
Ja. Og så hans mor betaler. Nej, det er ikke. Det er hans mor, der låner os penge.
Ja.
Det er ubetalt, du skulle ikke. Du skal sgu selv betale det. Det er hans penge, men det er så lige meget. Så det kunne godt være brugt til nogle andre gode ting på huset og alt det, han ikke gider.
Ja.
Havearbejde og sådan. Jeg blev lige nakket på fødderne.
Okay.
Fordi ude i haven, der overfaldt Silke Celine. Og hun skreg op til Line, så jeg måtte løbe ud i haven.
Nej.
Så var jeg bare sort på fødderne af alle mulige sikkert jordlopper, som sædvanligt. Så var bare sparket, og så fik så Silke væk. Og Celine fik jeg også væk, men hun nåede at nakke hendes ører. Hun havde fået sådan en hak i øret, det bløder. Den lille lort.
Ja, det er irriterende.
Og nu skal noget andet sjovt. Efter hun havde skrevet sådan til Line, så kom, samtidig med at jeg løb derud og sådan noget, så kom Maxi løbende.
Ja.
Farne derhen. Og da jeg jagede Silke væk, så drønede han efter Silke.
Nej.
Jo, enten var det fordi hun løb, eller også var det fordi han vidste, hun var årsag til den her
Nej, det er fordi hun løb.
Er det ikke sikkert?
Jo.
Hvorfor kom han? Han kom, fordi der blev skrevet.
Ja.
Ja. Og han vidste godt, hvem der var uartig, tydeligvis.
Jeg tvivler på det der for hende.
Jeg ved det ikke. Han vil altid jagte hende og slå hende.
Præcis.
Og jeg har det sådan, at han er måske klar over, at det er hende, der er ballade med. Og han vil sætte hende på plads.
Ja, jeg tror ikke, det er sådan. Men det er også lidt meget.
Jeg tænker lidt, det kan være en øvelse som alfahan. At når nogen skriger, så løber vi til, og hvem af dem er det, der er ballade med?
Jeg tror ikke, han er sådan endnu. Jeg tror bare, det er fordi, de løber, så er det sjovt. Og så fordi du kaldte, så... Ja. Jeg tror mest, det er leg. Jeg tænker.
Smukke fra dig. Det er så statligt her.
Lige indtil man gør sådan her. Du, din snapper, så ved du mig. Ja.
Jeg tæller dig sådan her. For ikke. Har du et minut om din oplevelse? Nej, jeg er god ryg. Nu timer og blev leveret. Ja, det ved jeg sgu da godt.
Nå, ved du det? Lad os se her, så er det den her. Det er da forkert, hvorfor har jeg gjort det? Hanne,
Ja,
hvorfor har jeg gjort det?
I don't know.
Okay. Hvorfor er det blevet til en Ice Blaster? Nå, derfor jeg har gjort det klart. Skulle da godt, det ikke er forvirrende, der jeg er gang i. Godt, det ikke er en Harry Cock, jeg sælger lige nu. Det ville jo være mærkeligt.
Ja. DR bliver ved med at skrive til mig.
Okay.
Så, nu kan du se tennis.
Det plejer du da også at se.
Er ikke gået op for jer overhovedet ikke gider så sport, altså.
Tydeligvis ikke.
Nå, Henne. Nu går det ned. Så tømmer du hans kurv ud på hans fucking sæk.
Du er sur.
Ja. Der er jeg. Fordi han er ikke så syg længere. Så siger jeg, ja, men altså, jeg gør da meget for dig, lige så meget som du gør for mig. Hvad for noget? Så fik Mikkel i armen herinde. Passer jeg dig, når du er syg? Ja, det gør jeg. Passer du mig, når jeg er syg? Nej, det gør du ikke.
Du er pisselig glad.
Ja. Når jeg ligger i sengen og er færdig med alt det, så gør jeg noget, kan gøre for dig, skat. Tumpe.
Og det ved han.
Ja. Og så sagde jeg sørger for dine piller. Jeg doserer dem. Jeg sørger for at bestille dem, når vi skal have dem. Jeg går med dig til lægen for at få dem. Går med til alle lægeundersøgelser. Jeg styrter frem og tilbage på det fucking hospital, når du er selvforskyldt i at blive indlagt, fordi du ikke kan passe på dit tarm, og fordi du bliver ved med at gøre noget, du ikke skal gøre. Jeg hopper og springer. Jeg farer ned og op og ned ad trapperne med dine skide øl og sodavand og dit og dat. Og jeg sørger for, at det bliver bestilt hjem, så du ikke står og mangler noget. Dit vasketøj og alt muligt. Jeg vasker da, ja. Men kommer du op med det, og når jeg siger, hey, hvornår vasker du det der, når jeg beder dig om det, så brokker du dig. Så fint, det er fint, det er faren. Han skulle ikke have sagt sådan.
Nej.
Skulle han ikke. Han laver din skide mad. Jeg sørger for, at du får noget forskellige typer mad, så du ikke skal æde det samme hele tiden.
Han laver ikke mad til dig i hvert fald.
Sørg for, at der bliver købt ind. Nej, jeg køber det ikke. Ja, du ved da ikke, hvad du skal købe ind. Ved du det? Uden at jeg skal fortælle dig, hvad det er? Nej, ved du ikke. Og der er en hel masse, du ikke gider handle, som jeg så selv må tage ned og handle.
Ja. Hanne, det har jeg ikke lyst til at spise. Præcis.
Puff. Hold låget af. Hvad sagde jeg? Men selvfølgelig, du kan godt finde ud af at gå ned med flasker. Fordi du får penge for det. Hvor meget laver du herhjemme? Fik du støvsuget sidst måske på mit værelse og i hele huset? Nej, det gjorde du ikke. Det får du selvfølgelig heller ikke penge for, sagde jeg. Du fik ordnet og ret sengen hos Steven. Fordi du får penge for det. Det er mig, der har vendt klude og dit og dat heroppe. Steven har selv taget en klude under hånden. Jeg har vendt Frejas ting heroppe. Og der skal også pusse skærm igen. Der skal rent på stolen og alt sådan noget.
Ja, han har heller ikke taget sig computeren længe. Den er også stød af helvede til.
Det har han sidste, altså det er cirka, i sidste måned, der tog han computeren.
Ja, det kan godt være sidste måned.
Ja, det gjorde han.
Men fordi det ikke er blevet gjort med skærme og sådan noget, så begynder det jo at ligne igen.
Nej, det var både skærmen tog han, og computeren.
Den har æderrødme ikke været taget ordentligt.
Nå, men jeg ved, han pudsede skærmen,
Ja,
og han var inde i computeren, for det var en dag, hvor du ikke var der, hvor jeg sagde, nu tager du bordet herop. Ja, så havde han energi til det, så tog han det
det er
hele.
jo klart, at han får penge for det.
Ja. Men ellers så svarer han sådan, at men der havde han energi, så gør han det ordentligt.
Ja.
Så lige få fat i ham, når det er, han har energi.
Ja.
Jeg ved godt, han tog det derinde, fordi først så siger han, fuck, Steven siger, han ikke vil have, at jeg skruer det her af, siger han så. Men jeg kan ikke komme derind længere.
Nej, men det her er ikke super vigtigt. Det, der er vigtigt, det er derinde.
Ja,
Og der skal han ind.
ja.
Fordi når der bliver stødet der, så er det, der begynder
Og der kan han godt åbne, ikke?
Det ved jeg ikke, om han kan.
Sådan der, ja, okay, godt.
Den er virkelig svær.
Og
Det er til at åbne det helt op, hvis man vil.
og så siger han, jamen, da han tog det andet, ville han jo også gerne derind
Ja,
tage.
men der kan han jo bruge den der børste, der er sidelæns.
Hvad for det?
Du har sådan en børste, der kan gå sidelæns.
Ja, det kunne han nemlig før, men så de nye, dem kunne han ikke få derind.
Nej, men du har jo stadig den gamle her, ikke?
Nej.
Nå, den lyserøde, den har du smidt ud.
Ja.
Nå, okay.
Så vil nu det hedder, så siger jeg, men jeg tror, jeg har en anden ny. Så jeg så
Ja.
prøv at se, de er ikke ens nemlig. Fordi derfor ved jeg, at han vil derind.
Ja.
Fordi så siger han, hvorfor kan de ikke gå ind i pleje? Så siger han, der er 2 forskellige. Jeg siger, prøv lige
Den anden der.
den anden. Og den fungerede så han kunne godt komme derind.
Ja. Men det, der er vigtigst, det er herinde i siden der.
Ja,
Og du kan se, det er støde.
ja, der skal ikke så meget til.
Ja, men den er mere stød, end den burde være. Men okay, hvis der er gået en måned, så skal jeg ikke kunne udtale mig. Ja.
Hvad sidder du der og skaber dig for? Prøv lige at høre fugleskave, så du sidder der. Ja, han skal ud af piberen. Ja, jeg lukker ham ind nu. Slap lige af. Tak. Se, Solsvart, han spiller ude, når han sidder derude.
Selvfølgelig. Det vil jeg også gøre.
Ja, ja. Jeg har sat en pose i. Og
Men hvad så havde Danny så noget smart at svare på alt det der?
Nej,
Eller holdt han sin kæft?
han har også et klip.
Og der er altså noget.
Han er begyndt at lære det. Han holder sin klip.
Jamen også, han er lidt dum i gang med mand, ikke?
Og altså, vi flygter bager, det er vi.
Er du sikker på, at du ikke har brug for at... Nå nej, du skal smide det ud på en seng, ja. FYP. Yeah, that's what I hoped. And thank you, Daryl, for taking your time. Because if a girl, if a boy like you and your age actually like what you read and you can actually put it into real life, that means I definitely hit what I was hoping for. And also, what I hope is that people can put themselves in. Oh, 2 seconds, dude. I'll be right back. A zero? Du har måske kølet handsæt. Sorry, Daryl. Just had something I needed to do. So, what you're saying is, if I understand you correct, that you like that it has a little bit over to the reality in the beginning? What did you think about the Ravens? So that did confuse you, that's good. You do know who the Ravens are, right? As you say, you know the gods. Sorry for going into the details, but I want to know what it is that can make you keep reading. One thing could be that you're doing it for me, which is super nice of you. But it could also be that you get confused and want to know more. As you say yourself, who doesn't ever read? So either you did it completely for me, or you actually got into it and wanted to know more, which a book should do. Okay, so I actually made you do something you never wanted to do, and then you actually got caught up in the reading. Thank you. That's really good. But I'm really happy that you say you didn't understand the Ravens, because I like the feedback that doesn't make sense. I want the bad thing about the book, because one thing is that people like it, but as you say, you really go into the details here. You actually tell me the things that made you keep reading and what you like to know, and that it's really nice that you enjoyed the reading stuff, because the reading for people actually give that kind of feeling that you want to know more. You didn't know the ravens. Let me give you a little information. The ravens are Odin's eyes, because he offered one eye for the wisdom in Urts brand, eller Urts watery hole in the ground. I don't remember the name. And that's how he got all wisdom. But he has two ravens, that is his thought and his memory, and they look upon the world. And I managed to use that as an information giver. So, in other words, I wanted them to be mysterious. I want them to be this weird stuff, with her be able to go in to this dream world and have the option to look into these mirrors, a power that she doesn't know she has. And that's why it's made up the way it is. So I use the real stuff that we have about the Nordic mythology, but then give it a twist that it goes into be able for her to use it for learning about what she has experienced already. So that's the Raven's idea. They won't come back. It is this one time only that we know that there is these ravens. It will have an explanation in back of the book, so people will be able to actually read and understand what the ravens are, committed to the real story. So the confusing part is really good. I really enjoyed that. That's how you felt, because that's what we want. For the next part, you say you know a lot of the gods. Yeah. People do think that he's keeping peace. Odin don't care about anything. That's a common thing, that people believe that, but Odin is a selfish god that only thinks about himself and what he can get. Sad is, that is the truth. He is a asshole. So all this that he's good, he wants everything to be calm and everything, he don't care. He just wants knowledge for himself, power from himself, and he wants to make sure that they are the strongest power in the universe. That is Odin. When it comes to Nordic mythology, they use power in those stories because the power is what people want to see. So I totally get what Marvel are trying to do with Disney and all this shit. I get it. But no, it has definitely nothing to do with the real story that we have in stones and history. So yeah. But that's not really surprising, is it? So now we took a little bit into the Raven because it was confusing. I gave you some information. Odin also have two wolves. Odin never eats, and that's because hunger and I don't remember the explanation for the other one. Hunger and something else. Those two wolves are the wolves that eats for him and give him nursery. So he only drinks, and the wolf eats for him. So as long as they are fed, he's good. So yeah, that is the four useful animals he has, and then he has an eight-legged horse that you also met, Sleipnir. I don't know if you knew that, but that is one of two of the fastest horses in the Nordic mythology. Um, so I gave you an insight on three of his animals that has something to do with him. Also, the point that I'm trying to make is the ravens are doing this journal on their own. It has nothing to do with Odin for the first. He don't know the ravens are out there doing this inside for her. But that comes to a more explanation in book 2. Because there will be... I'm gonna share a bit with you. The book 2 is gonna be Starborns. And we will have a lot more into what worlds he's gonna go into and who they really are, these Starborns. And also we will learn a lot about Odin and his way of doing specific things. And we will have dark evil that is gonna be trying to kill the gods. So that is book 2. And even as he will, our main character, Jennifer, even as he will have a huge impact on the story, it will go to a huge fight, and why it's super important that the knowledge we get in book 1 is knowledge that we don't really know is important, so it will be in the back of the head. And then when people go to book 2, they will have like, feelings. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I guess that is my idea. That wasn't an idea. It's come later than when I start what are we calling it? Write the first book. So as I said, I'm not a writer, and I've never tried it before. So it's a new experiment for me, and I'm trying to take as much good comments and bad comments to see what I can change to make it more interesting for people. The thing is, the book now will come to a point that can be quite boring, because we're gonna meet a god that most people don't know, which is Vidar. There is mythology books, stories that I have read, and we have many different ways of putting Vidar into the story. Even I was doing it wrong to begin with, and I have later on fixed that. I don't know if you know Vidar or have any idea why he's important for the Nordic mythology. Okay, so you have been reading up on mythology. Have you ever read Ragnarok? The end of the world, or worlds in general. Okay, who kills Fenris, the big wolf? You're welcome to Google it if you want to. Information is always good, and if you need a little bit help to find out who killed Fenris Wolf, then you're welcome to seek it up. And then you have like a little comeback on me, which I don't mind. Exactly. Smart guy. So, Vidar is the silent god. That's what he's known for. He's also one of Odin's kids, and he is as strong as Thor. He just don't have the weapons. But he is known for killing the Fenris Wolf, and the only way he can do that is by strengthening up his leg through every millennia that's coming. But what happened before he got that to strengthen up his leg? How did he get it? That is where Jennifer comes in the story, because she is now on the journey to help him get the weapon that he needs to be able to kill Fenris Wolf in the Ragnarok. So if her journal won't work, they will die in Ragnarok. That is gonna be the death of all gods if she cannot finish the journal. So that is the plot of book 1. You don't know the whole travel and everything that's gonna happen, but that is the main point of the story. So Vidar is super important. The thing we don't know about him is, what the fuck do Jennifer have to do with all this? Where does she come in? Why does it matter? So that will be in the story as well. We get a lot of answers, and the best part is we won't know that these questions, as you talked about, would be answered in book 2, because there's not questions we're gonna ask, because we don't know they are questions at this point. So my whole story will be giving answers in book 1. So it won't feel like we are without answers, because I don't like that myself. But taking the twist in book 2 and making things we thought we knew, and then make it into the new book and the new twist, so we go like, what the fuck did he do there? So that's more the plot ish. I hope to make, at least. So you see, you said that you wouldn't have much to talk about, and now you read my book and you have tons of things to talk about. So my first question is, what do you want to know that you haven't got answer to? That time, man. We'll see if that ever gonna happen. First of all, I hope that when me and my friend finish my book, it will be going to become an ebook, so people can listen to it. Because, as you say yourself, in your age, people stop reading books. It's sad, but true. So having it as an ebook could maybe fix that problem. If it can become a cartoon or a real movie, that would be amazing. But that's not my goal right now. So, do you have any questions about the book itself? For now, the few chapters you will be able to read. And did you like what happens when she got to heaven, or the beautiful Garden of Eden, or whatever people want to call that shit? And it's not. Ah. That has nothing to do with my story, though. But I will tell you. Loki. The gods become unhappy with how Loki is the reason of killing Balder, which is the favorite son of Odin and the son of light. And he is protected almost against everything, except a small plant that we call, hvad er det den hedder, Hanne? Den der man sætter over hovedet og kysser. Mistletoe. So he make an arrow out of that mistletoe, and he get the blind man and a blind god to actually shoot it against Balder and make Balder die to the mistletoe. So because Loki is the reason for that, they then put Loki in a cave where they put a big snake above his head, really toxic snake, that keeps dripping poison down, and Loki's wife stand under it and keep a big ball that takes this snake venom. But every time she needs to go out and pull it off, he gets drops in his face and the whole world's shiver. And when he finally releases from that, he is so hateful, which makes good sense, that he releases Fenris Wolf and then start the Ragnarok. So that is the story about how it started. So there will survive 2 kids, and one god will survive that is alive, which is Vidar, and Balder will return from the dead. So they will be the gods of the new world. That is the story of Ragnarok, how it started, and what's gonna happen when it ends. I hope that was a fine explanation for it. Oh. Oh, oops. I want to bring Jennifer to life. I want to give us out of the world feeling with Jennifer. And I hope that people will, as you say yourself, get this what the fuck happened and why the fuck do we need to know in the prologue about her family. But as you read on, you know why I needed to explain it, why she's crying over the loss of her family, why she is so attached to her brother, and all those things. Let me see. Let me see here. Exactly. Um, and that is close to the next kind of chapters that will explain that, and that's where you won't get any answers, because that's why the chapters I have left out for now is exactly what you need to know to get that feeling that you want to know more. And that's the real truth about a good book. Because if you give those specific answers that you ask right now, then you will lose the whole reason to read the book. I can explain one thing, that without Jennifer, it wouldn't make any sense. She is probably the most important person in the universe for the gods. So any other questions that you want to ask that I can maybe give some kind of answer to? And what did you think about the lovely Garden of Eden, or whatever you want to call it, this paradise he gets up to? We don't know how she got there, but she wakes up in this beautiful garden. Everything is so nice, so peaceful. Everything is just whew. What would you thought about that, other than you were about to vomit all over the book? Oh yeah, I also try to take in a lot of things that we do not know about. What should I call it? Animals you probably haven't ever heard of. I'm gonna try and make life of a lot of these gods that is mostly forgotten and never talked about. But what do you think about the destruction of this beautiful place in seconds after we got to know about it? Uh, I mean, like, I really destroyed the whole place. Um, so you want to know more about Jennifer's birth. Then I need to ask, is there something specific about Jennifer and some plays on her that you noticed? And did that specific plays on her had any connection to something else? And if yes, why the fuck did you miss that? With all this knowledge, you probably need to read it again. and get even more explanations. Yeah. Again, that is one of the things that does get some kind of explanations in the coming chapters. So you will get an answer about it. But there should be some kind of another connection you should be able to make. There is some really easy connection that should have at least let the thought being. Again, I'm not gonna give you the whole thing because that would be sad. But I can tell you it's not about the conquerors. That leaves one question, yes. But there is something else in the story that should give you a hint. A really open hint. Yeah, but that's the first time in your life you actually look forward for a book. Just think about that for a second. This is the first time in your life where you have some kind of excitement for something you never thought you would have. I opened a world for you in books that is so cool, and I feel proud that I could actually make that happen. But you're not dumb. What happens when she almost dies? Did you read that? Kinda want to read something? Dude, books is here to give our whole world some extra. And trust me, man, it's worth it. We want to remember books. Books is super important for life, man. And it's sad that we've given up on it. Me and my roomie still read books made by other people as well. And the stories they come with is so inspiring. So you shouldn't be hating me for it. You should love the whole idea of sitting down, take your time, and just lose yourself into this fantasy world. That is what books is. And a movie, sure, you get a movie, it's 1 hour. You can have a book for days. And you will never be able to give the movie any sense of the whole book. I also read all the Harry Potters, and the life she makes in the books cannot even compare to the movies. They not even coming close enough. We do get the whole magic thing, but we don't get the story between Harry Potter and the teachers. They are way stronger than you could ever imagine. And that's because it's a film. You cannot make the same things. It's not possible. Um, but did you see the whole, did you read about the whole death of her? Or close to death, whatever you want to call it. Now you're back in the car. Um, I'm not talking about the car. She didn't die there. You need to go forward. It's close to the end of it, not the beginning. Uh, so you need to go way further in the story. It is in there, trust me, but it's not where you are talking about. You're still in the prologue. We are way further than that. You need to be around the Eden and the destruction that happens and the Iron Forest. It comes around there. Let's see here. In the book, man, detail matters a lot. Oh, I can actually do that. Have I put you on work, my friend? Yeah, that is really close. You are so close. It's a little bit before that, but not much. You're really close to the answer. What make her connect to something else that's then need to connect to her to get her away from that floating thing? As I said, you're really close to the answer here. Trust me, dude, you're not lost. You're getting so close. It's like a few sentences before that, actually. That's how close you are. You wanted to know why or who she is. You wanted to know if she has any connection to gods. And the answer is so close in front of your nose that is only sentence away from your knowledge that you want. This is the part. See, now you're talking about the birthmark, correct? Did I type this wrong to give people the wrong impression? See? Okay. So, what happens to her birthmark? What is going on with that? Does that connect to something else also have the same feeling? See, this is why I ask questions, because it really opens into the next super funny thing to talk about. Which is why I love this thing. As I said, you are so close to the answer you want to know. you really missed it. Okay. Let me put it this way. There comes a big rapture from her birthmark. That rapture happens to somebody else just seconds after she gets this pain. Who is that person? The other way of the fucking thing. We are still... see, now you're getting it. So now you had two questions, maybe close to an answer. So you asked if she is important. Why she is important? Is she having any reason to be the important part of this whole thing with the gods? And now you see a small connection, right? We are now getting somewhere close to that specific question you had. We now know she has a connection, at least with Vidar. So we want to explore this specific connection. Are you following me now? See, now you're getting a lot of questions that you want to know. And that is where we're going. So she is connected to him. That's the only thing we know. How? I forgot to pick. What the fuck? Did I forget to buy it? Ugh, annoying. Go back. So see, now we know there is a connection between them. Daughter? Maybe. A relative? Maybe. Maybe she's just a really important thing for him because we talked about the whole Ragnarok thing. That could also be. The only thing we know for sure is that there is some kind of connection. That's the only answer we have right now. What the fuck am I doing here? But I can tell you that you're on the right track. And now you know something is going on. And that's where I wanted you to go. First time I had to think after Summer Break started. But again, you are definitely connecting dots now. And as I said, I give a lot of information in those 3 chapters, or 2, or how much it is. And it leaves up to where we're now gonna push down a little bit on the excitement of the story, because now there will come a lot of explanations, and that will give us like, okay, we put down the tempo a little bit. There will still come a lot of action and everything, but now the next part of the story will take it down a bit. because now she has been experimenting shit after shit after shit, and now she's gonna lose her memory. So yeah, and you won't get how many things that's gonna go wrong for her. Her life is going to shit. I mean, she's really unlucky. Uh, and she's such a good soul, but she is so ridiculously unlucky. So yeah, and you're gonna probably enjoy that. I know I had. I mean, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I definitely enjoyed writing it. That's for sure. I definitely did. And I do hope now that you had some dots to connect, and you can now see that a book have many things to offer compared to what you read the first time. That is why people that read is that what I want? It's not my feeling about it, but she is definitely unlucky, and that's for sure. I will say that not every character will be this unlucky, but it will also give her a bigger, what should I call it? A bigger connections to powers that she wouldn't really understand without this unluckiness. Because of what she's getting into will open up her eyes, and it can be connected to some other gods. And I believe because of that, it is necessary to put her through this unluckiness. And I'm not joking with you here. I am actually as surprised as the people reading this. Because when I was typing it, and people can believe whatever they want, I don't care. But when I was typing this, I got my story told from somewhere. So I didn't know what I was gonna type. And people can believe that or not, I don't care. But when I was starting looking back at the story and start reading it again, I was like, what the fuck? And the question I have to ask myself on the way has still been questions that I'm first now starting to realize has these connection. For the first, I didn't actually know what I was just telling you about the connection with her unluckiness that just came into my mind, just to put it in some kind of way. But when I look back at it, it makes complete sense that she needed to go through it. But if you have interest in the story now, it will definitely be better. I'm putting her through every possible imaginable shit, and it's fucking perfect. So yeah, I definitely love what I did. But I will say that the beginning is giving you a strong connection to Jennifer, and you probably already feel that connection and how she feels in all of this shit that she gets through, if I'm correct, right? Yeah. Then we are getting somewhere. So in all of this, you have now been giving an amazing insight to a story that you had no idea you would ever find interesting. And from that point on, I believe that it can only be better. But I think there will be a couple of chapters where we just get a lot of knowledge. I'm trying to put in some weird stories in the meantime. Thanks for coming by, Daryl, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to share it with your family. They have options to learn about it as well, man. And trust me, it's not poor her. You will understand. So, I promise. See you, my friend. And thanks again. And don't forget, guys, if you have been listening in, that is my story, and it is about Jennifer Rose and her journal. The diaries of her will be put into open reading soon enough. And if you like what you just heard, it is on my Discord, and you can enter my Discord through my Twitch. So if you like to read it yourself and you are excited about what's going on, I am as excited too, and I do hope that you will enjoy reading the first part of Jennifer Rose. So you are most welcome to find your way in there and read it and come and share your thought with me. There won't be any more information to find because I need to keep some secrets, I guess. Um, but yeah, it will definitely be worth reading, if you ask me. Did I miss to put something in here? Okay, I didn't. Good. Oh, wrong place. Three more. Oh, okay, guys. There will soon be dinner, and then part 4 will be done for now. And then when I come on later, we will go to part 5, and hopefully, we'll soon get to do cocaine, which means we'll also have to upgrade to the next area, which will be probably I'm going straight to the docks, but that will demand a little bit more money on their account. So we'll see. Oh, only 3. And that means I should go and buy 1 more of each. And it seems like tomorrow my friend will come by, and then we will start typing more into my story. The next part of the story won't be for public reading, because now, as I said earlier when I talked to my friend, there will come a lot of information that is where the part and the story will take off into where we want to go. So I don't want to give too much away. And the next part would have been giving too much away. At least in my opinion. Hov.